Okay. Woo! Live was not working for a second. I was having a little bit of a moment, but here we are. All is well. Oh, technology. Always making things interesting. Good morning, everyone. We'll just wait a minute or so to have Denise come in. Sorry for the delay. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. Could not. I was pressing the record button with fury, hoping. Good morning. Hey, Brian. Oh, and there is Denise. I'm gonna let her in. She should be here in a second.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, phew. I couldn't get the live button to work. I was like, oh gosh. It's always technology, just, maybe not the most, it's not the most friendly to us analog folks sometimes.
I totally understand you.
Yeah, I write in a paper planner. I still can't figure this all out,
So I remember last year when we started the online teaching. Oh my goodness.
I do not know how you do that. But I don't know how you do a lot of things. So let's get right into it because there's so much to talk about. So anyway, all of you who are joining all over the world, I've seen already Philippines, Malaysia. I mean, it's the morning and it's the night and we're all here.
Hi, everyone.
This is Esterbrook Storytellers, and this is episode number 2. And I am so glad that our friends at Esterbrook asked me to speak with my friend Denise. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about her. So Denise, this is the part of the talk where I say things about you and we pretend that you're not here, So, Denise has a incredible Instagram called Science Notes. But what you wouldn't know about her, maybe just by looking at that, is that she's kind of good at everything. So she has a doctorate in veterinary science. She has a degree in public relations. She has a degree in philosophy. She has a degree in neuropharmacology. So basically, I'm not really sure how you did all of this because I always think you're 25. So I'm not sure. Maybe maybe you started to go to school when you were college when you were 7 to get all this stuff.
I always did 2 at a time.
Okay. Well, that's a perfect way to segue into my first question. So if you were doing 2 at a time, that's kind of how Science Notes feels to me. Science Notes is this incredible account where you don't realize that you're learning about science because art has such a huge part of it. So first of all, as a kid, were you always science-minded and artistic?
Okay, so I was always curious, okay? And I was a kid who was asking everything, so what is this? What's that? Why? Mechanisms. So when? Where? So who invented this? So that type of things always in my mind. And I was very chatty about when we speak the things, what's the behind the mechanism of them. So I think this is the science mind, how it came. For the artistic part, I am supposed to give the credit to my family, actually. So we had special dates that just for art, and it was recurrence things, so every Friday. So it's the poetry day, okay? So something like that. So, and it's for the art, I think I should give the credit to them. So they made me contribute to what they were doing. and also they involved to my life.
Yeah. So tell us where you grew up.
Okay, so are you asking so like geographically or environment wise?
Uh,
Geographically?
Geography,
Which one?
and if you want to share the environment, sure.
Okay, so I'm a Turkish immigrant in the United States. So I grew up in Bursa, Turkey. So in yeah, so my mom um, had like my mom is a lawyer. Okay, so and she had a lot of like she made my environment actually, and
Yeah.
also I was raised by my grandmother because my mom was working a lot. So and she made my environment also. So yeah, so I don't know what to say actually.
Well, I know
So
one of the things that you told me about your mom that I love, that I think is like so perfect and was such a good example for you, is that her pens always matched her suits, like when she would go to work.
okay, so this is something important in her life, and I think she made us to keep her way to bring to even here, you know. So like, so she always had she loves to coordinate the sweets, her glasses, her pens, her purse, you know, so like everything. So I cannot I cannot delete this image from my mind. So like she had burgundy glasses, burgundy fountain pen,
Yeah.
and burgundy lawyer suitcase. It was leather and matching shoes, you know, and the
Yep.
contrast with the so it was always fashionable. Yeah, and this is going so on, like it's for green, for blue, for whatever, you know. So like she had each thing. So and you know, she were going to like somewhere outside of the state, and I was just trying them.
Oh, you're sneaking. I used to do that too. My mom's always been in fashion, so I would always sneak into her closets and try.
Yeah, so like I always very impressed at the fashion, I guess.
Yeah.
So like and also like her scarves. So like sometimes she was finding a scarf, oh my gosh, this is so fitting with my blah blah, you know. So like and her pants, stationery, so not only the fountain pen and like ballpoint pen, but also like some stationery, to like the cases, other things. Oh my gosh, everything, you know, so matching. Yeah.
So do you feel a need to match everything now? Do you have the same standard for yourself?
Okay, for me, so I think it just made me to make the things when they are coming together, they should go well each other, you know.
Yeah.
So like you know how I changed my one of the ink bottles, like a set of ink bottles. You
Yeah.
saw it, so because it was in front of me every day, it's just here. Okay, so and I was okay, so this is irking me, you know. So I just, okay, I have to change this. Yeah.
I know. I loved when you couldn't take the ink bottle labels and had to change them. And it became a huge project. I think, beauty is so important in your life. It's really obvious, like all of your surroundings and just how you do your page layouts. Like it's just very important, which I completely, I feel the exact same way. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
get you. We understand each other. Um, so,
I totally understand you. So, like, you are a real artist. Okay, so I'm trying to be into art, but you're an artist. I know you. So, and I cannot imagine how the things you see, you know. So, I'm sure you have some like a synesthesia thing, maybe, you know.
no, I wish I did.
Oh, you don't? I
I
have
don't.
actually.
You do? Tell
Yeah.
everyone what it is, because I don't know if everyone knows what synesthesia is, but It's like
Oh, my daughter also has.
I'm so envious. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, it's something I wish I had, but I don't have it. So explain to everyone what it is.
Oh, okay. So it is something like you see something or hear something, but like you understand in a different way. So, for example, when I see a color, I can taste it, something like that. So, like it
Yeah.
is why it's actually irking me, So, like in front of me, they do not match, so the taste is not good.
Or some people will see like the number 12, and to them that registers as purple in their head. Or they'll hear music, and while they're hearing music, they associate every note or instrument with a color.
Exactly. So it's
And
like,
I really
yeah,
wish I had this.
there are so many like it with the smell, other thing, So like the smells is also like it's very how I say intense for me, So like I can sit here and like 100 meters later, far away, something can happen. I can smell it, and then I can figure out what it is. It's so interesting, so it's funny,
I'm
but
so
it's good. I'm happy that I have it, but it's tiring.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be, but oh yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh, I love when we do these interviews and I learn new things. I had no idea that you had synesthesia. So, um, since we're talking about science, synesthesia is science, right? Can you tell everyone what a neuropharmacologist is?
Oh, sure. So, neuropharmacology is a branch of pharmacology. I'm a pharmacologist. So, the pharmacology works with the drugs to like treat the diseases. Is it right? So, the neuropharmacology studies how drugs affect brain and nervous system. So, I'm doing that one. So, I'm checking the compounds effect on the brain and also nervous system. Yep.
Yeah, and you're doing that at Yale. So, first question, do fountain pens come to the lab with you at all? Or do you
Okay, so fountain pens or any pens? So I fountain pens. Okay, so fountain pens some tricky for the lab. First of all, my pens are fancy, okay? I don't want them to get any chemical or something, but I definitely keep the ballpoints always next to me. So for the fountain pens, I keep them with me because I have a lot of meetings, so like, and you cannot imagine. So, and all during the meetings, it's so important for me what type of um, paper, not what type of notebook and pen I use that day. I think it's still coming from my mom, so it's always matching a little bit.
yeah,
So, and other things. So for the lab, we have to write everything in person, so it's not digitalized. So everyone thinks that this is the Sentry is for typing, so like just voice recording for, and no, it's not. So because scientists do not believe that much to the digital things, so we have to keep the handwriting lab book. So, and that the lab notebook is very important for us, and we have even the copy paper. So when you write, so there is one more back to it. So, and I can write with some fountain pens, but the fountain pens should be broad,
yeah.
not extra fine, because then it's not good,
Yeah. I love that. That is so shocking to me. I thought for sure that in a science lab today, especially in a nice one like the ones that you're in, that it would all be digital.
Oh no.
That's
So wait
so
a minute. So our lab notebooks are so expensive also. Like the price starts with $35 actually. So it's not a um normal notebook. So each
yeah,
of them has the numbers, each page, And then, as I said, there is like a copy paper next to it, so you can write only the one side. So what I use, so like in you have different styles, so that's okay. So it's important. So, and we have to keep them until publish and after publish, you know. So like
Yeah.
after publication, it's still 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that the labs have not bought into digital. That makes me feel so much better because I still don't know how to use the calendar in my phone. So that means that if I decide that I want to be a chemist, which is something that I always wanted to be because I wanted to do art restoration, that I could
Mhm.
I don't need to really know how to use a computer.
So I always teach first to keep like actually we gift our research students, undergrads, if they like come and volunteer in the lab. So we give them a lab notebook and a pen always. So like because we say, okay, I gave this one to you. You
Yeah.
have to write everything.
Yeah, it's a security policy, right? To make sure that all of the information stays how you need.
Exactly. And when you leave, you should leave it to me.
Right. So let's talk about science notes because it's so incredible. And anyone who is on who's never seen it, I just really implore you when we're done, go start at the beginning, which was 2017. So we're at year 5. And I think the thing that's so incredible about it, Denise, is that you do not realize that you're learning science when you're looking through it because it's so beautiful that you're paying attention to the artistry, but you're also, reading and taking in the information. So you're actually getting incredible lessons about science without realize that, you're just completely unaware that that's happening. So talk about when you started it, why you started it, and what it means to you.
So our science notes. Okay, so we actually were doing journaling and other some crafts projects with my daughter and I. And then so we decided to keep this as a digital diary also, so because so I am a like person who is very visual, so and it's all visual things is very important. And my Instagram account, my personal Instagram account was, I opened it, I made the account in 2012. And eventually I saw, so like Instagram could be used as a digital diary, so I learned this through the social media. So, and then I closed my Facebook. I said, okay, Facebook is not for me.
Yeah.
So, but Instagram is all visual. So let's keep this visual. It's all the pictures, digital diary, and whatever we do, we will put here. So, and because of we do daily, and it was a chance to be able to put there. And we also joined a lot of hand lettering challenges.
Yeah.
And during that time, it like encouraged us to do practicing handwriting every day. So it was amazing. There are beautiful accounts on Instagram. So it kept going, But what we say, so we were doing everything also kind of science-based.
Yeah.
Before we start. So I was doing that one for Alia to make her curious for science, So, and Alia is my daughter, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Everyone, the we is Alia, who is Denise's daughter, and they actually do the Instagram account together. It's a mother-daughter team, which I love.
Yep. Yep. And then it turned out like it's also, I also put a lot of attention to science communication, so like it is very important for me. So I want science is a reachable, so like, and everyone thinks it's cold. Actually, it's not. It's cool actually. So it's awesome. So I wanted to make it also a public outreach. So it turns out in that way. And Alia and I, like, especially she, like, search for something that we don't know. For example, if you saw yesterday, so we looked where the gold is coming from, you know, so like this type of things. Yeah, so it turned out science notes.
Is she there?
Yeah.
Have her come say hi.
Right here.
Hi, Alia.
Hi, everyone.
I love that you do this together. I just think it's so incredible. It's really sweet. And also, I just think what a great time to just kind of get away from daily life and do a project together, you know?
Definitely, like the mother-daughter time for us. It was really
Craft
hard
buddy.
because mom works a lot, and when we like first started this like crafts and arts thing, it was kind of like an escape for both of us to like come together and do something together that we're both very interested in, and at the same time we're learning and making something out of it.
Tell them when we started. How old was?
I was like a toddler when we started.
So
I
thought for the motor coordination, it's important to like the holding the scissor, paper, whatever, you know, the pen.
Yeah.
So she just dived in when she was like
At
3,
school,
maybe.
everyone's like, "You're so artistic, Alia." I'm like, because I was trained to be artistic.
Yeah, your mom's passing it down from your grandma to you know, from your grandmother to your mom to you. I love that you're craft buddies. Is that what you just said, Denise? That she's your craft buddy?
Craft buddy.
That's the best. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, Alia. I'm so glad you came to say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, she's the technique person. Everything behind, you know, so all the IG account or today's IG live, she's the most helpful person in my life, you know. They know everything.
Send her over here. I need help. So you talked a little bit about science communication, and one of the things that I was really interested in is that you are actually doing, you know, entering some of your work, some of your science combined with artistry, like into different, is it competitions?
You mean the like science art exhibitions?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Because I didn't even know that something like that existed.
I always wanted to do something like this, but never imagined I would be invited, you know. So everything what I joined until now, so they were all with invitation. So I'm so glad. So different universities have science communication clubs, and it's there's a growing interest on public outreach, and just the invitations came, and I said if it works well with my schedules, I said okay. So, and they wanted to use the like our science notes, post pictures together with its descriptions, because the descriptions are, people think that they are easy to write, but actually whatever we wrote, they are not copy paste from anywhere. They are just like written exactly like how a scientific paper I write, you know, so like it's all the references, other things. So it was so cool to me, and I think it will be more effective after the pandemic finishes, because after that in-person things will start. So they want me to like also encourage the students, you know, so giving some talks, other things, and doing the science journal together, you know, so that's
That's kind of an incredible culmination of like your life and work, you know, coming together and mixing together.
Yes, exactly. So the influence of art in my work life is also something, you know, so like I cannot do my work like a robot, you know, so I am using an artistic design for my experiments, you know. So like that is also something that art have influenced my work. So I believe that it matches what I want from this life, you know. So I'm so happy that I'm doing this one, you know.
Can you talk a little more about that? Like when you go into the lab and approach an experiment, how do you bring art into the experiment?
Yeah, so like so one of my students in my previous institution in Virginia, so he when I left the institution, they wrote an card to me, okay? So and until that time, I never thought I'm using art in the science. Okay, so he wrote the card and he said, okay, Dennis, you always like taught me in this way, whatever. And do you know this is very artistic way? So like, and how I do that? Well, so like, it should be connected to like, how I can describe. So like, everything should be connected to each other and like there should be a story behind what you are aiming, you know. So like what do you want to investigate, you know. So it's not like I have a hypothesis. Okay, everyone has a hypothesis. What's the story, you know. So like art makes the story on the paper, on the movie, on the whatever art you are using. So science should be similar, you know. So like you should use the artistic, or let me say intellectual way to think how you what you should answer, you know. So like there are so many questions, so we are here, so it's only the 2021, you know. So like we are really new on here, you know. So people think like we are so not actually, but we are very like in the baby steps understanding the universe, and in these baby steps, which baby step you should take it, you know. So like it is important, you should understand the story of the nature, you know. So if you don't understand the story, what story is telling this nature to you? Okay, so go back. One step back. Okay, so of course don't leave. We need everyone.
The thing that is so one of the, I don't think the thing, one of the things that's so remarkable about you is your curiosity. If I had to, you know, describe you to a friend or a colleague, I would just, one of the first things I would say about you is that you are just curious about everything. And it's something that I can really relate to with you. I think you just live with just a sense of wonder, which really comes through in your work and in your art.
You described me.
Yeah.
What can I say else? So the thing is, this curiosity sometimes distracts me a lot, you know. So it is a very good thing. So like it makes my life going in a very fast pace, because I'm always checking for something, you know. So like I don't have like a like what I will do now, you know. So time, so there's no time like that, so there's always something going on. However, sometimes it is challenging about like it's distracting some of the things. At that time my daughter comes. Okay, mom, don't go that much, okay, so still just learn this one first.
Oh, so she's telling you, is she bossing you around, Denise?
Oh my gosh, okay. She's mine, you know. So the relationships are important, but some relationships are, you have to like be careful. So what are they? So like, you know, so your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your husband, or if you are a man, it's the opposite. So okay, so my daughter is my husband, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, you know. So and my, you know, aunt, whatever. So like everyone who can nag to me, so who can complain, you know. So I don't have anyone else except Alia. So she's bossing me around. Yeah, that's right.
Your manager.
But Yes, that's actually like something normal, I guess. Like, mother and daughter, so they can react to each other. So we are also like um friends. I
Yeah.
think that's the reason.
Yeah, it's really obvious too. I mean, you just like light up when you're around each other, which is so incredible. And again, I work with my mom every day, and I definitely boss her around. So it works both ways though, right? Like you're definitely, I know that you're also telling her and guiding her and making sure that, she, as she just said, you're training her. So it's great. So let's talk a little bit about pens.
Yay!
Because I mean, that's a little bit how we met. I mean, I think, this year has been so difficult. And one of the things that has kept us all together is this, incredible writing community that we have. And so it's like the pens brought us together, and then all of the friendships got to be, you know,
Isn't it amazing? It's
super amazing.
it's something beautiful. Yes.
So,
So,
writing community helped you get through the year?
okay, so I think if I didn't have the writing community and my social family here, so it would be so hard. So because I started the pandemic life with also some health issues, so like, and I didn't have any problems by like thinking so much about them because I focused writing, speaking my writing community people. So like it was, and they are so like supporting. So the support is the most important thing, I guess, and the
Yeah.
mental health. Okay, so they are the mental health supporters. Okay. So it
Absolutely.
is amazing. So like, and I could never imagine that the social media could uh, build bridges between people. And because previously I was not a social media person, I always spent my time for learning something else, graduating from another school, whatever. So like, but now I learned that it's actually very important for my own mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
so grateful to everyone and also who is watching now.
Too. All our friends, thank you for coming this morning. Um, so yesterday was a big day. Let's talk about, yeah, Denise is so excited about showing you the Gold Rush, and I am too. So we're on the Esterbrook channel, and one of the things that I wanted to say, which I don't know if people realize, but this is like years in the making. We get it. It like shows up in our mailboxes and it's all done and complete. And it just seems like it magically appeared out of the air. But this is, whenever a new pen is launched, there is years of work behind it. And it's everything. It's like the packaging. How big do you want the logo? What do you want the material to look like? What do you,
So many details.
the
And
story?
each of them needs an artist.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really incredible when this is just the physical manifestation of like so much work. So I was so excited to see it because I started to hear rumblings about the story of Gold Rush and, writing the story of Gold Rush. I looked back in my notes and I was asked to start thinking about it nearly a year ago, and then it came. So here it is. And Denise and I we have great examples of the purple, which is called the Dreamer, because this is a great way to show you that they are all really one of a kind. Ours are so
They
different.
are unique. So, and it's more encouraging, because like you have one a kind, so that's amazing.
Yeah, so the
So
way,
look how it's different, yours and mine.
I know, like mine has so many more kind of gold spots, and then yours is more mixed. So it's just so incredible to see that, because of course
This is why it's dreamer, you know, so everyone's dream is different.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, so this is the dreamer, which is the purple one. And then I think you have the prospector there too, right? Which is the black.
Yes. And that's amazing and fitting with my yeah, so it's like, let me put in this way. So one is regular size, the purple is regular size. So to show the like the I'm
Don't drop
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so like this. Okay.
You can really tell there. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
so it's perfect. And I am looking forward to take them to Yale Library. We have gorgeous libraries.
Oh,
And do you know how sexy when I get my pants there? So everyone is looking,
like
okay, so this
an
girl is,
big library and a beautiful fountain pen, right?
yeah.
I can't wait to come visit you at Yale because I love that library
God.
so much. So, so this is mine is the oversized, and I was playing with it last night. I have a broad nib on mine, so
Okay.
perfectly like so smooth, juicy, and you know I like this one too because you know the cushion cap. I'm always like I love how it feels. So yeah, I get yelled at by my partner because I'm always opening and closing them so much and
So
saying,
one thing I love with Estes a lot, so it never dries
yep.
because of in the cap there's a mechanism for it. So I'm so glad they made it. So it
I
makes privilege, you know, so like it never dries. That's amazing.
did you
This
get
is fine.
they send you tape?
Yes, I have. So I have one favorite here. I'm sorry. So this is my favorite. This will like this will decorate my journals, you know. And these are also gorgeous. But my understanding, am I right? So these are the colors of the uh Gold Rush series. So we have these two.
Yeah.
So it means we will have these two soon too, you know?
Well, this is the gold, right? So this is the gold, I think.
Right.
It's the gold
But
rush.
this turquoise, like, actually looks awesome. We'll see. And I have one more, maybe can go to someone
Yeah,
to
one
try it.
this is just like a hint or a clue, I think. Yeah, so there's the tapes are going to be offered. Esterbrook is going to send 300 people the tapes to play around with. So I think that's kind of coming soon. And so watch the account for that. You can have these tapes also. And
That's amazing. They'll sound free, as I know.
yeah, yeah.
And they also put into, yesterday I watched their IG live later, not on the time, but so I learned that they are putting the same color into the box together with the pen.
Yep, all the fountain pens.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's like some sort of anti ballpoint pen thing going on in the chat. I saw it a little bit, but I
Really?
love ballpoint pens, like love them. So no
Okay,
judgment.
so I love ballpoint pens. I love ruler ball pens because when I was a child, okay, so we didn't have this like paper availability that much, you know, so the
Yeah.
fountain pen friendly. So and my grandmother, so actually the influence coming from her maybe. So my grandmother had a special custom like custom made spatial notebook, leather embossed notebook for her, which is like each page had her name on it with golden colors. Yeah, it was, oh my goodness, it was crazy. And I'm keeping that one. So she had ballpoint pen with the like the, oh my goodness, I cannot, but bakelite, something like that. So it was Yeah, and it was very expensive. It was very good, you know. So, and she was writing with that one, and she was writing poems. Okay, so she was like writing, and also my mom always had the set of one fountain pen and one ballpoint pen
Yeah.
always. And it's also like I love that one because you can keep the ballpoint pen and you can go anywhere. You can write on any paper,
That's
photocopy paper, whatever paper, it doesn't matter. So fountain pen is a privilege to write on, especially for journaling. But I believe that rollerball and ballpoint are equally important.
I
So
think
who did say? So come on, let's do it together.
yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel like we've put it out into the world that it's okay. And I have to say, next week, the Gold Rush ballpoints are showing up at Kenro, and I've already asked for one because I'm like, oh my God, how beautiful is that ballpoint gonna be? So
Okay, so and think about like this. So for me, so excuse my language, but like it's very fancy, it's very sexy to use a like a spatial color, spatial made, you know. So look this one. So like, and you will have as a ballpoint,
I think it's gonna
rollerball.
be so beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm really excited that they're doing a ballpoint, and I'm glad that you're with me on that.
yeah, I'm totally.
I just
And
think,
it's great for my lab notebooks too, you know.
yeah. So note to the fine folks at Kenro, Denise uses ballpoints in her lab notebooks. So we're almost near the end of our time. It went so fast. But I'm
Oh, are you not talking about Scribe
oh, I don't know. Do you have one
Meme? Yes. And I know, as I know, I checked the website of Esterbrook for these pens. It's already written there, so it seems like
Oh, we can definitely
it
talk.
can become with Scribe Meme too. So it's on their webpage.
Yeah,
So this is the Scribe Meme.
I didn't realize you had one yet.
So
So,
actually, I had
oh,
this for a while.
you, I don't, oh, it's right. Yeah, I have one too. The Scribe Nib is the second in the series of the Esterbrook proprietary nibs. So they're working with, for the audience, if you haven't seen the Journaler or now the new Scribe, they're working with nibmeisters who are creating specialized nibs at Esterbrook. And also, I think they'll be available on the JR eventually too. And the coolest thing about them is that, you know, Esterbrook as a company historically was kind of known for their nibs. They had hundreds of nibs, in fact. So by adding these proprietary nibs, it's another way of kind of bringing back the history of the company to the present day. So the Scribe, oh my gosh, what a nice bouquet. So the Scribe nib comes from Josh Lax, and it's basically his take on an architect nib, but it's really, how do I explain it? It's a little bit rounded. So
So
it's
when
smooth.
it writes thin downstroke,
Yep,
it writes thick with the cross stroke.
exactly.
And I checked who uses this one, of course, architecture. But there's one thing, so I found very important for myself. So it is best for the comic writers, you know, so like the comic writers and the anime writers. So, and it's really like that. So my handwriting is cursive.
Yep.
So since elementary school. So, and my print writing is not very good, but
Yeah.
whenever I use the scribe nib, okay, it's gone. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes its own calligraphy thing. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Josh talked about when he was making it is that he wanted it to have that like calligraphic look to it. And he was looking back to history when, you know, people would be copying religious documents or writing, creating the symbols for royalty. And so it has that kind of like majestic, like a literati like feeling to it. It's really, really beautiful. So that's the second nib. So for those of you who love the journaler, this offers you a whole different kind of writing. And so and obviously you can just swap it in and out of your Esterbrook Estes. So basically you can get that nib and add on. And then you have this kind of incredible, it's a great nib. I'm so glad you brought it.
Yeah, I just thought it should be saved because when I checked these for their website, I saw the Scribe Meme can be combined with an extra fee, so like it's good. Yeah, I love my Esterbrook. I'm an Esterbrook lover,
Yeah. Well, and I love you. So I'm so
Me
glad.
too. I love you too.
I'm so glad that we had this time together. It's just the best. So I'm really I'll see you tomorrow morning. So
yes, see you tomorrow morning. Let's do journal with these gorgeous pants in the morning.
Definitely gonna bring this to Sunday Scribbles tomorrow.
Sure.
And, I hope you have a good week this week. You deserve it.
I'm so thankful we had this fun time. I had a challenging week and now it's changed. All the energy came back.
Love it. I know. I'm like, she's so happy. And your energy is incredible. I always learn so much from you. I appreciate you so much. And I'm just so glad that we had this time together. And for those of you that are watching, we're going to put this into the Esterbrook feed. So tell people who missed it that they need to come and meet Denise. And we'll announce the next storyteller soon, and also the next date very soon too.
Yep.
So
thank you.
Saturday.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.